introducing CoVersity?
Yes, sure. Okay, I'm all pumped up after listening to Misty's, incredible portfolio, and I'm very excited to share. That's got me boosted up. So thank you, Misty, for sharing your portfolio with us. It was wonderful. Okay, so we kind of have an idea after seeing Misty, to see what all she's done, and she's been exploring multiple areas of interest, and so somewhere the next phase, as we say, when you're like between 14 to 21, like how can you become a professional in your area of interest, and that is where Coversity comes into play. So CoVersity is a dedicated space or offering from Aarohi, which is for the teens 14 to 21 plus teens, where they can discover their passions, and the idea is to become a professional in your area of interest. And the whole, similar to what Misty has been saying, right? She's been exploring so many areas, so many domains. So where does one make a profession of which interest? One may have multiple interests, or one may be not sure where my interest is, and that's quite natural, right? So that is where we wanted to give a very dedicated space where the youth, as we call them, 14 to 21, can explore their interests, go deep in their domains and passions, and ultimately make a profession out of it. So this is specifically for the youth 14 to 21. And today we have Lakshita with us, who will be sharing her journey at Coversity. So without much ado, I will hand over to Lakshita. But before that, I'll just set the agenda for the day. So Lakshita will be sharing her journey, what she did at Coversity, and then we will open the floor for any thoughts, discussions, questions. And if there are any youth in this group, they can go separately with Lakshita in a breakout room, and they can have their own chit chat and discussions. And the adults can be here where we can take up additional questions, and then we kind of conclude for the day. So that's how it proceeds. Over to you, Lakshita. Thank you.
Yeah, Kirtika, the presentation is taking a little bit of time to load, so you can maybe share something while it loads.
Yeah. Okay. So this was started with a bunch of 5 Aarohi youth in July, the Coversity, where each of them had their specific interests. Like Lakshita is interested in filmmaking. There were others who are interested in designing, and some were interested in writing. So all of these bunch of youth came together, and it was them who decided, okay, how do we go deeper in our interest? Like there is a phase of exploration, but there's also a phase of going deeper and understanding which areas of your domain interests you, and what is the kind of learning that you do at Coversity. If you ask, it is very much industry oriented. Like you are connected with the industry, and all your learning is by working on live projects, connecting with mentors, and taking up clients. So that's how the whole deal is. So we'll just wait for Lakshita's presentation to load, and then you'll get a better glimpse of how this journey happens.
Neha has raised her hand. So should she wait for questions until Lakshita finishes and then she asks questions?
Yes. So the agenda, first we finish, Lakshita shares her presentation, and then we open up for questions. Okay, Neha?
Okay, thank you.
We also have one more youth with us, Srijani, who is also helping us she's part of the Coversity team as well. She's all of 16, and she's helping us build this concept and implement it. So hi Srijani.
Hi. Hello.
Just a couple of announcements before the presentation is loading. We have 2 boot camps lined up where if, as you see Lakshita's journey, and if it interests you and you feel, oh, this is the kind of journey, I would like to be part of, we have a week-long boot camp happening on April 17th, where you can get a glimpse of, what this journey would be like, where all the youth come together, they do a project, there are some self-visioning exercises. I'll be sharing the website and you can go check them out, and if that interests you, you can get in touch with us for
Yeah,
further
it's
details.
actually a 1 week program where you get to experience CoVersity and see what it does to you.
Yeah, Sridhani is just back from our last boot camp, so she's in the zone.
Yeah.
Lakshita, are we good to go? What's the thing at your end?
Kritika, can you share, because like this Zoom is not letting me share it. I think there's some glitch because I've tried in like 2 devices. So if you share that.
I can share. I can share. Let me share.
Yeah. So hi everyone. Like Kritika said, my name is Lakshita and my interest is filmmaking. And I've been doing open learning for about 2 years, more than 2 years now. And I've been with the cohorts for 6 months, over that actually, but yeah, you can count it as broadly 7-8 months. So next slide. Yeah. So CoVersity, I first joined it when they were really starting because I was trying to find my interest. I broadly knew that, I wanted to go into media and, maybe try film. So I joined CoVersity to just like check it out and, try to figure out my interests and like go forward with that. And after joining CoVersity, I did find out that I did enjoy filmmaking quite a lot. And I chose filmmaking as like the primary career I want to pursue, maybe more if I'm interested, but the primary one is filmmaking. Next one. Yeah. So I spent 6 months in the beginning with all the cohort members, and I deep dived into filmmaking and I tried out lots of different things. I will share more in the upcoming slides. And after the 6 months, I reviewed every single thing that I did. So we had one meetup. It was not exactly a boot camp, a little bit different, but we had a meetup, and then I did lots of projects by myself. And I also did like exercises and stuff. I went to events and I did lots of things. So after the 6 months, I sort of sat down, I reviewed everything that I did, and I still wanted to pursue filmmaking. So I'm sticking with it. Next. Yeah. So in the cohorts, it was like there was only me in the filmmaking cohort at that point, but there were other cohorts like the writers cohort and the designers cohort, and I collaborated with them a lot because Yeah. So I collaborated with them a lot. So with Krishiv mostly because he's into animation. And so we did a few storyboards together. We discussed a few storylines. I also did lots of stuff by myself. And other than that, we also like met for weekly meetings where we would like discuss our plan and, you know, offer each other support and discuss what exactly we wanted to do, and you know what we didn't do last week, or maybe what we want to include in our plans. So basically it was just like supporting each other all the way. Next slide. Yeah. So other than just like me collaborating with the cohort members and like learning, I also did like work, not exactly work, but I have a YouTube channel where I analyze shows and stuff. So I'm working on that. I went to different events and I did lots of networking. I talked to different people. I recently went to this one called Future Fantastic. It's about how AI can help with climate change, and I talked to the filmmakers there and all the creators there, and I understood their perspectives, and I, you know, sort of understood how everything works in filmmaking, just not my perspective but like the reality and how different people view it. Next slide. So I am not earning right now, but I do a lot of stuff that could get me money. I'm just not doing it right now. One thing is my YouTube channel. I do lots of analysis and like it's just very broad. Basically, whatever I think helps with filmmaking, I make a video on that. I share my perspective. I've discussed with other people. I've done podcasts and I've developed storylines. They are that they're not exactly good, but they can be like sold and I can like, you know, earn from that. Next slide. I have not done an internship, but I was, you know, going to do one. So I talked to different people. I was on LinkedIn and I developed my profile there. I made a portfolio for myself and I talked to a few different people and like what they were looking for and what jobs and internships were available that would both benefit me and the person who decides to take me as an intern. I didn't go through with it, but I did learn a lot about the whole internship process and like how to get internship and how to like make conversation with employers and you know all that professional stuff. Next slide. Yeah, so for the internship, as I mentioned, I made a portfolio. In my portfolio there's like all kinds of stuff. It's basically just like an archive of what I've done and you know why people would hire me or why people should like take a look at my work. There's everything I've done that. There's also like a few of my other interests and hobbies. So if I decide to venture into any other field, then that would also be possible because I have everything there and it's just there for the world to see. Next slide. Yeah. So I started like full on filmmaking exactly 1 year ago. And back then I did make a lot of films. They weren't good, but you know, with the cohorts and with CoVersity, I you know got the space to really go into what I did wrong, what I can learn, what exactly needs to be improved on, what's the criteria that is there for a good piece of media. And I basically learned all that so I can work on my filmmaking by myself. Other than that, I also learned, you know, just general stuff like how to interact with people and how to, sell yourself and more. I can't really name everything, but there's more. Next slide, please. Yeah. So mentors, exactly, there isn't like a solid mentor. There's different things. So as I mentioned earlier, I talk to a lot of professionals in the field who are working, and I got to know lots of people who are working in different corners of filmmaking. Like I met filmmakers who work on sustainable living and the environment. So they make films and stories. They share stories about the environment and like eco-friendly stuff, and I learned that, and I talked to those people. On the whole other end, I also talk to people who make fictional storylines and like webtoons and short films and animated stories on YouTube, just the complete opposite. I also read lots of different books on filmmaking. One book I read was Quentin Tarantino's book on filmmaking. I read lots of different articles about different professionals who work in filmmaking and fields related to filmmaking. Like I said, I make videos. I also talk to like domain experts, so like producers and the financiers and the production teams. I've talked to a few of those people. I talk to cinematographers, I talk to set designers, and just like the whole package. Next slide. Yeah. So the support I got in CoVersity was, number one, all my cohort buddies, like it says on the screen. There were also guides to like help us along the way if we needed it. And there's also the whole Aarohi community, and they like share opportunities. And if you have doubts or if you want to know something, then you can ask them also, which I did. Next slide. Yeah. So after all of this, when I reviewed, I didn't really notice when I was, doing everything. But after everything, I just noticed all of the possibilities that I have. Number one is entrepreneurship, which is like, making my own studio and just making my own stuff. Another one is I could go and work for a director. I could work for a cinematographer. I could work for a screenwriter, or I could like freelance. So my interest in filmmaking is vast, so I have lots of options in that. And there's also the option for me to just, come up with my own thing, which is what I'm doing right now. Next slide. I have no idea what to say to this. Kirtika, you're on mute.
Okay, so thank you for the presentation, Lakshita, and we can open the floor for any questions or any thoughts. So let's use this time with Lakshita. Let's direct our thoughts and questions based on what she's shared, and then we can also open up the floor for questions that may not be really, related to what she's shared, but any of your thoughts, feedbacks, concerns. Yeah.
Hey, hi.
Hi, Kavi. Yes.
Okay. I want to find out, for example, that you have boot camp. I saw the date is actually in April and June.
Correct.
Okay. So Is there anything apart from the boot camp? Do you have anything in Aarohi community where he can be there for some time to understand this, and then he can come here and come back to Malaysia after that? Be part of your online CoVersity, is it CoVersity program?
Yeah. Okay. But how old is your child, Kavi?
He's 13.
13. Okay, so this is specifically for 14 to 21. So what your child could do is he can explore and try and understand where really his interest lies. And from 14 onwards is when he can really become part of the coversity journey, and he can deep dive in one particular interest of his, see if that if when he's trying to look at it as a profession, does it really interest, and does he want to go deeper? Maybe he expands his understanding of what that industry is like, and then after 6 months he can review and decide if he wants to be in the same domain or switch to another domain. So that starts for 14. We start with 14-year-olds.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And Kritika, can I just add here something?
Sure,
Kavi,
sure.
Yes, basically, see, you are. I think you have been asking, like, can I drop my child at Aarohi? So basically, Aarohi is like for the family. It is not for the child only. So we will first invite you as a family to understand, explore open learning and everything a bit more. And you are welcome to visit campus along with your child and maybe the whole family. And from there on, build some time, take some time, and then probably you can look at coversity and other options available, for you.
Okay, how long we can be there to understand Aarohi better?
So yeah, for that, like you will have to visit the website, and you can come for a week's time, month's time, 6 months. It's up to you as a family how much long you want to stay there or how
Okay,
long you want to be
for
there.
just say, because I have businesses here in Malaysia, to
Okay.
further understand this, just say I'm coming there maybe perhaps about 1 week or 2 weeks, and after that, if I place my son there to understand things better, is it possible?
Kavi, can you
Yeah.
call on the numbers available on the website? Probably there's a
Yeah.
specific Dalila.
Pranav, I
Can,
can answer that.
we'll do that.
Pranav, I can answer that. Yeah, Kavita, Kavi. See, it is as I shared, as Pranav rightly shared, that this is the community where you're not joining for the child, but it is the family who are joining. And yes, definitely you can come and experience campus. And also, it's just not the child need being in the campus. It is still as a community, even if you're not there, you are part of the community, and
Okay.
you will be guiding the child. You will also be understanding the
Yeah.
child's needs and all
Neha,
those.
I would
Yeah.
just like to interrupt here.
Yeah.
Let's keep the focus of this discussion to what Lakshita has shared and to coversity.
Yeah.
Kavi, we keep meeting up every Saturday, and you can look at the previous recordings also. So we've got Lakshita's time very with a lot of difficulty because she's quite a busy person. So
Okay, thank you.
let's make the most of this time, and if you have thoughts on how your child can make a career out of their on things related to coversity, you can pose your questions to Lakshita. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, hi Kritika. Can I ask something?
Yes, Neha, please.
My question is the same. Actually, the kids who are in Aarohi are normally goes to school or not?
Lakshita, you want to take up that?
Yeah, okay. So in Aarohi, there is the option to go to school. There always is. It's not like we're saying don't go, but a lot of us don't. We do open learning. We plan our day, and with the community, we do what we're interested in and what we want to explore. most of us do that, but after some time, maybe if your child has the urge to go back to school and experience the school life, then that's also fine, because that's also kind of what open learning is about, your choice to choose.
Then how we can recognize the level of our kids, like second class, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade? Any idea that?
I mean, why is that necessary? Because in each grade, I've gone to school for over 10 years and I stopped after that. So in each grade, you just dive a little bit deeper into each topic. But
Okay.
when you're open learning, you have the whole freedom to really go into a topic you're interested in, fully understand it, and you can stop when you feel like it. So you evaluate yourself. So if you and your child thinks that in this topic we have explored enough, we have learned enough, then you stop. It's not a set standard. So each person can decide how much they want to learn, what they want to learn, and when they want to learn.
Okay, thank you, Lakshita. And Kritika, one question. Actually, my son has just completed 10th grade.
Okay.
Just he has given exam last week. So actually, he's confused about next further his study.
Okay.
Can I drop him in Aarohi
Uh,
or for
okay. You said he's confused. Is that what you said? Sorry if I heard it right.
same like mostly in Punjab? Like I'm from Amritsar, so in Amritsar, the mostly kids have planned to go abroad or anything to choose family business or another option like commerce, non-medical, and arts, humanity.
Okay. Okay. So, whatever be the case, Neha, the point is Aarohi is a community of families doing open learning. So, as a family, you come first, understand what Aarohi is, go through the website, talk to a few people, and then as a family, you decide, okay, whether you want to take this path or not. And in terms of, if I have to, go further and talk about CoVersity, again the same thing, whatever they may have multiple interests or they may be confused about their interest or not sure, all this is natural. So somewhere at coversity you take up one interest and you start with that, and you see whether can you live it as a profession for the next 6 months, and then decide whether you want to proceed or not. And one more clarification that I wanted to share is the minimum commitment that's required for coversity is 1 year. So you commit for a year, and after that you can keep continuing for as long as you want, till you've taken the professional leap. Now you think, okay, now I know the industry, I can go about and make a job, or I can start a startup, I can do freelancing. So once you are in a place that you feel, okay, I no longer need to be with a cohort, I can do this journey by myself, that is when you kind of go on your own. But the minimum requirement is 1 year, and at that time, since it's such a deep, intense exploration of your domain, you can't do school or college along with coversity. So you either become part of coversity, or you choose where you want to be. So just
Okay.
wanted to put in there.
We are Punjab, so we knows in the Bangalore. Am I right? So what about accommodation, food? Is it
I
boarding?
think Kritika, your voice is
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just stop my video. Is this better now?
Yes.
Yeah. Neha, as I said, it starts with a 1 year thing, and some part of it would be at the campus, which is near Bangalore, and some part of it would require the youth to kind of go and maybe take up internships, or be with a mentor, or do some project. So it really depends on.
Okay, myself. If I stop for a week or for some days, so what about accommodation or any other living formalities? Like I'm from Punjab, so I don't know any.
All this is there on the website, Neha. Just go have a look. All this is shared, so everything is shared in depth. So I would suggest you have a look at that, and that should help you. Or there are numbers that you can call and check with.
Thank
Okay.
you. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Any youth in this meetup, like 14 to 21? If there are, then they can maybe take up a separate breakout room and talk about what's happening in their life. Otherwise, we continue as is. So if you're between 14 to 21, please let us know, and we'll have a separate breakout room for you.
Yeah, and also I have posted few links of our website and our WhatsApp group. You can check that out and kind of get more details on this. And also we have meetups like the Zoom meetups every week on Saturday at 7 p.m. and on Saturday at 6 p.m. So this is the same link, but I have provided again, and you can get more information about boot camps in the website, and also join the WhatsApp groups to get constant updates about the CoVersity.
Any questions or any thoughts around Cohorts, or what really are they doing in terms of their portfolio, or how are they going deeper, like in their respective domain? Okay, Kaila is 14. Kaila, you're part of the Aarohi community, I believe, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Kaila. Yeah. So we are also, so basically Srijani, Kaila and Lakshita are part of the Aarohi community. I am looking for 14 to 21 who are not part of the community and would like to know how these youngsters are, directing their journeys.
Hi, I'm Annie here. I'm from Cochin in Kerala.
Okay.
And I'm speaking for my 17-year-old boy.
Uh-huh.
My question is to Lakshita. Lakshita, as part of your journey, you said you also had connects with the industry, or people who guided you to your interest. Can you just share how you connected with the industry?
Yeah. So nobody exactly guided me. I did most of it by myself. The events that I go to are usually posted in like Book My Show websites like that, or some of them are in Aarohi or somebody shares it. So that's how I connect with like events. But like the people themselves, it's not really limited to the Indian film industry. I've talked to a lot of people on online platforms, LinkedIn and Instagram, Twitter. So a lot of smaller creators are on there and they're like ready to share. So if you just go and ask them, then they usually give you the information, and many of them are ready to have like talks with you, or keep in touch with you or have discussions with you. They also have their own communities, a lot of them, and you just join in. There's no really set way. This is just how I do it. Another way is like getting introductions. So I know a few people who are connected to people who work in the industry. So I get them to give an intro for me, and then we just sort of take the conversation from that. Yeah. So there's lots of different ways. Mainly I use social media and I talk to people at events.
Thanks, Lakshita.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, Srijani has just put up all the relevant links. We also have a WhatsApp group which has youth as well as their parents, and we keep taking up relevant themes and discuss around it. And if this thing really interests you, Thursdays we take up a particular theme and kind of explore it in terms of what happens at Cohorts. to just give you an example, the last Thursday, this Thursday we had a meetup on what is co-creating, like how do you come together in a cohort and how do you co-create your journey. So Thursdays are an in-depth discussion sessions primarily for CoVersity. So if you want to know more about CoVersity, go check out our website or join us on these Thursday meetups, which are, where we discuss in detail. And Saturdays, we kind of have people like Lakshita who've been part of the journey and they share their, experience.
I have one quick question, generic question.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically, my niece, my daughter, so they are between the ages like 15, 16, 17. So I have a group of like 3, 4 kids, they're close friends. So they were looking at your website to understand what are the programs they can participate. So they were not very clear about like you have first time they're coming, so they were not sure how it would be. So they were looking at 2 options of staying there for 1 week, which is a experience Aarohi, and then versus CoVersity. So both are happening in the same week, like week of April 17th, right? So they wanted to know what is the difference between like whether they come for the just experiencing Aarohi versus CoVersity. Is it really relevant for them if they come for CoVersity kind of a workshop now?
Madhu, I would suggest they have a look at the CoVersity website, which is shared here if they've not done so far, and let them join one of the meetups on Thursdays. So there we have a lot of youth also joining in, and they'll get an idea in terms of what really happens at CoVersity, and it is specifically for the age group they are in. So, if they want to kind of see how their interests can be translated or become a professional in their respective domains, CoVersity could be an option. And that is where the boot camp helps you, right? Because like everything that we talk about is great, but like how do I really understand what it is? So why not, that's why we have the options of boot camp to kind of give the youth a base a glimpse into what this journey would be like. And we recently had one in March, and the next one is in April, as Srijani has shared. So I would suggest let them have a look at the website and let them come for the Thursday meetups. You could also come for the Thursday meetups where you try and you can get a better understanding of what really this thing is, CoVersity.
Yes, and adding on, firstly, it's not at all a workshop. It's nothing like a workshop, like someone will be teaching you or something. It's more like we co-create our week in the CoVersity way, I would say. And also, like Aarohi is, and where you experience Aarohi is like you experience the whole Aarohi community. And the CoVersity, the boot camp is only kind of targeted or only for the youth who is wanting to change their passion to profession or their interest to profession.
Okay, so there is no age limit for the Aarohi experience, right?
Yes. Like from all ages are welcome for Aarohi community. Like it's families join together. Aarohi is like different families coming together and forming a community.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
To add to that, is experiencing Aarohi is to experience open learning at campus. So how the open learning happens at campus and how children are learning and exploring open learning. So all these can be an experience for you when you're staying at Aarohi.
Okay, any thoughts? I think we've been very lenient on Lakshita. Usually, like there are a lot of grilling questions for the youth. So if you have any thoughts, doubts, and all, just shoot it off.
Yeah, I have one question for Lakshita. So currently my daughter, she's going into 12th. So she's pursuing design. So she started preparing for design entrance exams and all. So I know she's very much interested in getting into design and also just wanted to understand so how that current passion she has will be taken forward. Like if she comes and participate in CoVersity, so what help she will get, or like how she can get better at what she wants to pursue.
I couldn't hear some bits. Can
Yeah,
the
sure.
last bit? Yeah.
Shall I? I'll repeat.
Yeah.
So my daughter, she's in 12th. She just went to 12th, and she's actually preparing for design exam. So she's more interested in design, like for anything like product design or something like that. So she started pursuing that, and also that is more of a creative skill, right? So there is no set syllabus or anything like that. She keeps trying different things, designing or trying out different workshops, all that. So just wanted to understand. So if she participate in CoVersity boot camp, so how does she can like participate, and how does she get benefited with that?
So, like, I can't say too much about boot camp, but like, I can tell you about the course itself. Is that fine?
Sure, Lakshmi.
Yeah. So, like I mentioned, a lot of it is self-driven, so nobody forces you to do things. And there's also cohort buddies and like other people who are in the cohorts who are there to help. Like you said, it's a creative field and there's not an exact syllabus, but depending on what your daughter is exactly interested in. So Krishiv, my friend, he's interested in character design. So that leans more toward film and games, video games, and graphic novels and that sort of stuff, rather than like proper designing like architecture or product designing. It really depends on the field that your daughter is exactly interested in design. She can proceed with workshops, she can do that, or she could collaborate with somebody in the CoVersity, or she could like focus on different areas and research each part, like I did with filmmaking. So I researched like set design and how people build sets and what goes into building sets, and if you can do that at home and whatnot. Then I researched cinematography. What exactly do you need? Can you do cinematography at like a professional level, at a Hollywood level, without all of the proper equipment? Then I looked at the post production, the editing, the CGI, and whatnot. So she could do that, or she could like do lots of different projects and do trial and error. There's also a period for internships, as Kirtika mentioned, or mentorship, whichever. And in that period she can really like choose who she wants to like learn from, or what exactly she wants to explore, so which job or like which position. So she could go and intern for a freelancer, she could go help them out with all of their emails and whatnot, or she could go to like a designing firm and there she could do whatever they say, or she could be an assistant designer there. There's like lots of options. She could also go and get a mentor who is a designer and just learn from them in that whole period based on what they want to teach and what she wants to learn from them. That's the main thing. Other than that, there's also like lots of reviewing and making roadmaps and vision boards and stuff like that. So what do you want to do, and how do you plan to get it? what is needed. If you really want to do this, then how do you plan to approach it? What are all the things that you need to have prepared? What are the things that you need to like know, and what might be needed? She gets to learn all of that with other people who have different perspectives. So I think that's the most helpful bit. There's lots of people who can help you out and give you different perspectives rather than you just going at it alone and not knowing if what you're doing is right or necessary. Maybe you might be doing something that isn't even needed. Yeah.
Adding on to Lakshita, throughout this journey, what you have shared, we also have guides, mentors who will kind of keep checking on us or kind of come and play whenever we need.
Yeah, got it. Thank you, Lakshmi.
Yeah, just to add to the question on boot camp. So, boot camp, Madhu, really is. So, what your daughter or your child is doing is, pretty much what happens at CoVersity as well. Like you try and explore different areas in your domain, but somewhere they have the support system of a cohort. They have guides, and somewhere all their learning is directed towards doing stuff that is industry relevant. So that's where it kind of it's at that level. And if that kind of a journey is what interests your child or you find interesting or exciting, to understand that better as an experience is where boot camp comes into play. So somewhere if you think, oh, coversity is something I want to kind of understand better or explore as an option, so boot camp is like a trailer to that overall journey.
Okay, got it. Yeah, that's what I was also thinking, because if she gets that experience, then she can take her own decision what she wants to do. Because currently she's more focused on, like, she has another 8-9 months to give design entrance exams and all. So she's focusing on that. There also, I think, as it is, there's no syllabus, it's more of a creative skill. She has to try out different things. So I also thought this might help, because she'll get connect to the people having similar interest. They have a more right platform to explore more things and themselves, right? So
Right. Yeah, similar and varied interests, and because like all of them are somewhere on that similar on the same journey, right? Like somewhere their destination is to become a professional. So the whole ecosystem of having that support, emotional or in terms of your domain, all that comes into play.
yeah, that is right. I think second thing, I believe, Aarohi, I think what I know, I think my daughter was there when she was very small. So she still remembers the trip. So it's more focused on sustainability aspect as well. So that's where I was more interested, because design can be anything, right? It can be professional, is money making, all that. But at the end of the day, if they want to focus more on the sustainable aspect of it, that will be a good thing for future generation and themselves, right, going forward. So that's what I was focusing on more.
Yeah, just picking up from what you just said, so while we are talking about our professional interests and what is our domain that we want to become a professional in, somewhere the whole journey is kind of there's a lot of evolving evolution from within as well, right? As a self also, as an individual also, you're growing in terms of how you interact with people, and what are you kind of decide what your professional value system would be like. As you rightly said, someone wants to focus more on sustainability. As Lakshita was saying, one part of it, she wants to look at filmmakers who are making on climate change, and somewhere she's also looking at what's happening in the fictional space. So you are exploring all these aspects of your professional domain. So just wanted to bring that thing in.
True. Yeah.
Okay, if we don't have any further questions, maybe we can just dive into a poll, and we can conclude the session. Leela, can you just launch that poll?
Can you see? Kitika, you can see, right?
I can't see anything. Others, can you see a poll?
I can see. Yeah.
Okay. So I think I'm a co-host, so I can't.
I think we all can answer this poll. Is there an option giving there to click on the options, Preeti?
Yes, Leela.
Okay, okay.
Hi.
Yeah, just as everyone is answering the poll, Srijani, you just do you want to just share about the where we have designers sharing their journeys and the YouTube archives? You want to share about that?
Yeah. So we also have um, few other people like Lakshita who have been into this journey of CoVersity before. As someone was mentioning, there are few designers also who were few youngsters who were interested in designing too. You can check those discussions we had with them too.
Yeah, we have a whole set of people interested in writing, filmmaking, as Lakshita is today part of the session, and some designers. We also have people who've been taken the entrepreneurial journey, and people who are into sports. So please go check these YouTube playlists that we have on Aarohi CoVersity YouTube channel, and you can you can understand from what their journey has been like. Okay, I think if everyone has responded to the poll and we don't have any further thoughts, shall we conclude the session?
I have one last thought.
Yes, Preeti.
Yeah, so it is related to the boot camp thing. So boot camp, as there is a trailer of a movie, same way boot camp is a trailer of a coversity thing, wherein coversity, when you commit for it, you commit for a year for it, right? Whereas boot camp is a 6 day, 5-6 day program, wherein you just come in and explore and see how it is suiting you as a family, and how the whole thing is working, and is it workable for me for future or not, whether I should commit for a 1 year time to it or not. All that can be little bit grasped in that 5-6 days of time. So personally, I feel that bootcamp is a great way if somebody is really looking forward or looking to register for coversity for a 1 year thing. Before that, going for a boot camp is a good idea. That's just a thought that I had.
Yeah, Preeti. So I'm just posting the links again in case any of you have missed it. And okay, any final thoughts, Lakshita, Srijani, if you feel anything needs to be added, else we can conclude.
Yeah, I felt one important point in CoVersity is that that we have this flexibility of changing our interest if we don't feel like this is my passion or this is my main interest. Like generally, we go in a cycles of 6 months. So for a few weeks, we be on campus doing planning and we do plan and kind of start our action together in the campus, and then we go off campus where we do a little industry work. We maybe get into an internship, maybe take a few projects or something. We get in touch with the industry and work in it, and after few weeks we again come back to campus for a few weeks and start kind of reviewing what we have learned, and also kind of decide if we still want to continue in the same domain, or you want to change it if you don't like feel like this is my main domain, or you are like had enough of it or something. So after this 6 month cycle, or if you feel like this is my passion and I want to go deep into as Lakshita is doing now, you can go on for another 6 month cycle or and years on until you feel you're kind of getting into the professionally.
Yeah, that's a very important point, Srijani. Thank you for sharing. Somewhere it helps you decide and make an informed choice after having done a 6 months of deep dive where you are, kind of connected with the industry, done a lot of work by yourself, and been with other people who might be interested in the same domain. So it helps you make an informed choice, okay, whether I want to continue with this domain, or no, really let me try something else. So that's where the flexibility aspect really helps the youth discover their passion, and decide where they want to, where they're itching to do more, and become like keep going and deep diving as much as possible and become a professional eventually.
And
So
after that
okay.
six months, we feel very confident that we can kind of uh, get into any domain of our choice and rock in that.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, any last questions?
Okay, so we can pause this discussion for now, and if any of you are interested more, do join us on the Thursday meetups where we kind of go deeper and understand CoVersity and how each element plays out in the journey. Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you,
Thank
Lakshita.
you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Stop the recording, Kirtika.
Yeah.
Bye bye. Thank you.